Morning, morning, morning. It is the tickle trunk of horror. Ryan Doherty. For those of you who are not familiar with Ryan Doherty, Brighton, United Kingdom. He's out of England. Up-and-coming musician over there. Sent me some music. Said, "Hey, I dig what you're doing, man. Let me use a lead-in." So there it is. I got people. You need a little promo going on? You need a little promo? How about Jordan Essentials Magnesium? Magnesium lotion, folks. The GMO stuff, it's everywhere. That glyphosate is everywhere, taking all the trace metal minerals out of everything. Welcome to GMO Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. We have got some stuff. I got a lot of stuff today, so I'm going to get right to it. Of course, GMO Tuesday, Foothill Feed and Mercantile. You need organic feed. You need certified organic feed, non-GMO food for your animals. Give Shannon a call, 775-852-0999. She's at 1330 Geiger Grade. She'll get you squared away. Tell her I said hi. Bayer CEO, the CEO of Bayer, the purchasers for $63 billion of Monsanto, who wants to whine about $250 million fine. He says, I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. We would consider settling lawsuits on glyphosate if it's economically feasible. Why do you think he's saying that? Oops, perhaps he got caught. They got caught with the hand in the cookie jar. Perhaps they know they've been lying to us for 40 years. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't think a chemical company has been forthcoming or honest since they were developed. IG Farben, Monsanto. I mean, and keep in mind that Bayer is an extension of IG Farben, the war criminals, the war criminals who did stuff for the Nazis in World War II. So it's all one big happy family now. Yeah. But is it karma that their stock lost 25% after the Johnson trial? And oh, by the way, Mr. Johnson and his law team, and I think this is probably a very wise decision because now we have precedents. We have precedents. Very important for the other 7,000 people that are going to be suing here. But they have accepted the judge's things. They're not going to appeal the judge's decision to lower that nominal amount. They said, you know, while it's not what we really wanted, we felt that Monsanto should have been punished more, which is what a punitive damage is to a company. That's a punishment because they can't throw the company in prison like they can you when you break the law. They have to fine them astronomical amounts of money to punish them. $66 billion purchase, $250 million crybabies. Yeah, think about it. Just think about it. But their shares dropped 25%. However, what Bayer has done, because Xaralto, of course, they got the pantsuit off them over that. Their attorneys that represented them over around the world, Arnold and Pointner, have joined the legal team for Monsanto, so perhaps a different result is going to come out. I don't know, but they want to expand jury pool questioning because they feel they're getting a bad shake. We're not getting a fair shake, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, everybody hates our guts. That's what they're whining about because of quote-unquote media coverage. Perhaps they should quit taking out full-page ads in the Washington Compost about how wonderful they are. I don't know, it's just food for thought. I could be wrong. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? The EPA under the Trump administration, you know, he is the president. I respect the office, but I don't agree with this guy half the time. I really don't. And this is one that, whom do your elected officials represent, ladies and gentlemen? They want to give a pass to factory farming on emissions. Excuse me. Look what the latest storm did to the pig and chicken farms down in the Carolinas. People had poop floating all over the place, and they're getting... That's where the plague and crap comes from, man. Think about that. Whom do your elected officials represent? You're going to hear it more than once today, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going to talk about that. It is voting day, and don't forget, get out and vote, especially if you believe medical marijuana is a thing that we need to look at in Missouri and Utah, Oklahoma, folks. There's a links. Check the links. I got a lot of links again this week, ladies and gentlemen, about different stuff that I'm talking about. That's one of them. You can go in and look at the links and see how they're voting on what, where you are. Michigan, North Dakota. I think there's stuff back on the West Coast again in Utah. All kinds of places are voting. They got marijuana issues on their ballots. Ohio is another one. So take a look at that. But I want to talk to you just for a bit today. We're going to talk before we get to Cannabis Corner. And it's all tied together today, folks, with the chemical companies, the pharmaceutical industries. And before I get any further, I got to give a shout out to the folks at Mercy yesterday. I had my head examined. You saw the promo, EEG they call that, where they check all the brain waves and all that stuff. Apparently, you know, it had to be done because I talk about GMOs. I got to be a tinfoil hatter guy. I talk about the government. I got to be a tinfoil hatter guy. I talk about chemtrails, so I got to be nuts. I passed out, so they want to check my head. That's all it was. I'm not nuts. I'm really not nuts. But according to the people that look at my profiles, they think I am. They think I am. I don't know. Anyways, a big shout out, Christy, the gal over there. They made me feel great. It was like, you know what? They were really cool about things. Made me relax. Feel comfortable about what was going on. You know, sometimes you get your blood pressure goes up a little bit and all that kind of stuff. But they were really cool. Thanks to all those folks over there at Mercy Hospital in Springfield, Missouri. Their EEG department. They also do sleep studies. So who knows? Maybe the next scientific breakthrough might come out, medical breakthrough might come out of Springfield, Missouri when it comes to sleep apnea or something. You never know. But in talking to all the medical people, and I talked to a whole bunch of them over there about the medical marijuana issue, it's kind of funny, a 50-50 thing while we're talking voting here. They say the younger people are for it, and of course the gut feeling is, oh, they just want to get high. And yeah, probably so. It probably is so. But what they were saying, once you get to that 35 range and you start going up in age, a lot of the people have some reservations. And personally, I believe medical marijuana should be in play, but I think it needs to have some, there needs to be some rules on it so you just don't go get it and get high. You know, I mean, use it as a medicine. Use it as a medicine. But the FDA, before we get there, Ag-Gag has been shot down. Of course, if you know what the Ag-Gag is where you or myself, we can't go into a factory farm and tell anybody what we see. We can't take photographs. We can't record. We can't. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It's been shot down by the courts. The lawsuit stemmed. It came out of Wyoming. And the courts have said, no, that's a First Amendment. And just because you're doing something you don't want people to know does not mean you can suppress that evidence. Hello, FBI! Department of Justice! Oops. I don't know. Maybe I should get the tinfoil out. I don't know. I don't know. Holistic medicine. Let's talk holistic medicine and how glyphosate is in everything. Every cereal you're feeding your child has glyphosate in it. And I want you to think about that when you think about the medical marijuana issue, because now, and who'd have thunk this? Because I know this was not in anybody's thought back in 1942 when we got reefer madness and marijuana was being pushed out of the picture for the pharmaceutical industry. I know this was never thought about. There's some... This is trippy. This is trippy. There is studies going on that show certain cannabinoids can help combat the damage that glyphosate is doing to people's insides. It's in everything we eat, ladies and gentlemen. I just think about it. It's hard for me to do chips and salsa. I got to go find chips that ain't tainted, as they say. But the FDA and the petroleum industry. Let's talk about holistic medicine before we get to Cannabis Corner, because it ties into Cannabis Corner actually this week. But holistic medicine, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about something, and I want you to step back, take a big deep breath, and I want you to think about this for just a minute. Back in 1907, Rockefeller, of course, John D. Rockefeller, patent Standard Oil, everything. He had 90% of all oil, everything going on with oil, and they broke him up and all that good stuff. And we got Exxon, and we got Mobil, and we got Chevron, and now we got Exxon Mobil, blah, 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 blah. Kind of like Reagan did with the phone company, and now they're all back together, too. But witches, shamans, medicine men, medicine women, they're all basket cases. They're all, the phrase witch hunt actually stemmed from the church condemning women that would go out at night and find herbs, because different herbs, if you know anything about harvesting herbs, you know that you harvest them at moon cycles and stuff, because that's when the potency of whatever the plant chemical is the greatest. Mugwort you harvest on the full moon in August, because that's when the medicine in mugwort is the strongest. The roots or whatever part of the plant you use. But witch hunt actually came because the churches condemned this kind of a practice, and this goes way back to like 500. Okay, this isn't just something that happened. And I want everybody to stop and think for 1 minute why this country, why the #1 issue in our Bill of Rights, why #1 is freedom of religion. Okay? For those of you who do not know, and I know there are a bazillion people out there right now that are running around wide-eyed screaming in the streets. They call them millennials or crybabies or whatever, snowflakes. I don't know what you want to call them. Call them what you want. But they're not being taught history properly, or they would understand the concept of freedom of religion, and that cutting someone's head off is not a religion, it's an ideology. Freedom of religion was developed for this specific reason. The Pope had to approve the feudal lord. The feudal lord had to approve the Pope. Government, religion. Government, religion. The government shall institute no religion. That's what that's all about. Okay? So when the church condemns the witch, the feudal lord put her in the water, said if you drowned, you're a person. If you don't, you're a witch and we're going to burn you. Kind of crazy concept, isn't it, folks? But we have to thank the witches. We have to thank the medicine men. We have to thank the medicine women, the shamans, all these people, Zen Tao. We have to thank these people because they had the courage to go out and find the plant to heal their sick friend. Now, you can call them what you want. You can call them a witch. You can call, but all these people, and it's still going on today, ladies and gentlemen. You find a woman that does holistic medicine, they call her a witch. I don't understand why. She's just giving you some herbs to help make you better. So, but that's what's going on there. In 1907, Flexner was hired by Andrew Carnegie, and we're creeping into Cannabis Corner now. Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller to study America's medical issues, right? That's how we got streamlined medical going on with requirements and all this stuff. What else did we get? In 1907, there was a product come out called Bakelite. I don't know if you ever seen it. They made jewelry with it, all kinds of stuff. It was plastic, the first type of plastic. Now, stop for just a minute and think about this phrase. Scientists thought that they could develop other stuff out of petroleum by extracting various chemicals from petroleum. So what's this Flexner guy do? He travels all over the country. He goes to places like Vassar and various colleges that were set up that was homeopathin, right? Okay? He goes around, he isolates the chemicals that people were in the plants that people would use. They isolated the chemicals. Now, why do you think they would isolate chemicals out of a plant? Can't patent marijuana, but you can patent the cannabinoid. Can't patent corn, but we can patent glyphosate-resistant corn. You can patent the synthesized chemical. Voila, boom. Birth of the pharmaceutical industry. Birth of the Cancer Society. And this is what they did, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they did. It's a game. It's a game. It's a game. It's called Problem Relation Solution. John D. Rockefeller was a master at it. So was Carnegie. So was John Queeny at Monsanto. They give you a problem with a pre-arranged solution. Think 9/11. Think the Patriot Act. They gave you a terrorist problem with a preordained solution, didn't they? Scientists in the petrochemical industry, and of course, remember, John D. Rockefeller controlled 90% of that industry. This guy Flexner, he goes around, Abraham Flexner, the Flexner Report, look it up, links are in the description, but that was the birth of modern medicine as we know it, and I'm going to ask you once again, ladies and gentlemen, $121,000 per elected official via the chemical pharmaceutical industry per year to our elected officials. Whom do your elected officials represent? That $121,000 is on top of their $175,000 salary that our taxes pay. Whom do your elected officials represent? I got a pill for you, ladies and gentlemen. I got a pill for you. Fellas, this pill is going to allow you to come out of the closet and talk to the pretty girl at the party. You're going to be the life at the party. Oh, by the way, this pill is going to give you a runny nose, some red, scratchy eyes. You're going to be slobbering on the left side of your face and peeing and pooping your pants, but you can have the courage to talk to the pretty girl. Don't worry about those side effects because we got a pill for that too. Whom do your elected officials represent, ladies and gentlemen? Whom do your elected officials represent? I want to read something to you. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. The U.S. Pharmacopedia admitted marijuana as a recognized medicine in 1850 under the name Extractum Cannabis, Extractum of Hemp, and listed it until 1942. Reefer madness. Fluid extracts were marketed by the Smith brothers, Park Davis, Squibb, Lilly, Burroughs, Wellcome, and other leading drug manufacturers. Marijuana was in the way of chemical profits. Whom do your elected officials represent? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start asking that question. Vampire flies, of course sandflies, they have a thing for cannabis. They suck sap out of plants. They also suck blood if they are on you. So, but they seem to prefer cannabis. They seem to prefer cannabis. Maybe they just like being stoned. I don't know. They fly dizzy in the air. Good thing they don't have to report to the FAA, huh? Hey, there's 500 patents. Active patents on marijuana, cannabinoids, and stuff right now. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Mexico. Is Mexico going to join Canada in legalizing marijuana? Their Supreme Court just made a ruling. That makes it 5 now, in case you're not following. Their system's set up a little bit different than ours, so you want to check it out. But it looks like Mexico is going to remove some of the restrictions on illegal marijuana. So, let me see here. Remember, Missouri, Utah, get out and vote today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, whom do your elected officials represent in the medical field here in Springfield, at least? It's a 50-50 deal on medical marijuana, but when you get out on the street and you talk to people, it's a 2-to-1. It's a 67% of the population saying, hey, we need to have medical marijuana, especially for the vets. You know what? I do like the fact that Mr. Trump has said, look, if they want to explore a different type of medication, let them do it. He is for legalizing medical marijuana. He's not for saying, okay, here, go buy a bag of weed and get stoned on the street corner. He's saying medical marijuana, which means we study it, we look at it, and we apply it in a medical context. It's an organic thing, ladies and gentlemen. Time to think about it. If you like what you hear. if you like what you hear. Oh, before I get out of here, no, I don't care who you vote for. Go vote. Don't matter who you vote for. Go vote. If you're a citizen, it's your right, it's your duty to go vote. It's the patriotic thing to do. And if that makes me a weirdo, I don't know what to tell you. It's called civics. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up, share on your social media. Folks, subscribe to the station. That's how it works. If you can help keep the lights on, hit the website, do a donate for us, and check for some more articles on this pharmaceutical issue, because I'm starting to get some great information. I've got some great people out there sourcing me right now, so some great information going on. Tune in Thursday, folks. Oh, recipes of the week coming up. Double rum turkey on the website right now. Keep an eye on those. We got some winter squash recipes coming up. Off the hook, ladies and gentlemen. Off the hook. Thursday. Oh, don't forget to join my Twitter campaign where we ask the president, his wife, FDA, USDA, and the EPA to please get the poison out of our food. It don't belong there, does it? It does not belong there. It does not belong there. Let's let this guy Ryan Doherty play us out a little bit here. Again, he is a musician in Brighton, England. Got some innovative stuff going on there. Kind of a fusion of Pink Floyd and some jazz stuff going on. So check him out. Tune in Thursday. Is there a new AMS in town? That's the question we're asking this week. And, of course, we will talk more on the Dynamex situation and on that independent contractor, how to protect yourself and your company from getting a huge fine from the IRS, from the unemployment people. We'll talk more on that on Preservation Thursday. And in Business 101, I think I have some more accounting stuff coming up. And if you are having mineral deficiencies, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Essentials Magnesium Lotion. This is a great product if you're magnesium deficient. And you know what? Osteoporosis, 9 times out of 10, it's a magnesium issue, not a calcium issue. So talk to your doctor real careful about it. And if you need a magnesium product that is second to none, Jordan Essentials, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Essentials. Hey, time for me to get out of here. As always, let's have a great day, and let's all be safe out there.